Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're strapping in for a really thorough look at the 2026 BMW X7 M60i. This isn't just their flagship full-size SUV. It's really a statement, isn't it? It says that absolute luxury and, truly uncompromising performance can actually exist in one huge, very compelling package.
It really is that perfect contradiction. It manages to be this commanding presence on the highway, but then somehow it's also a surprisingly agile vehicle in the city.
Right.
And for discerning drivers, especially right here in Oklahoma, this is a model that's built to compete head-on with giants like the Cadillac Escalade, the Mercedes GLS, and even the Rivian R1S.
Before we really get into how BMW pulls that off, I think we need to establish something. Reading a spec sheet is one thing.
Oh, completely different.
But experiencing this kind of engineering is another thing entirely. So the real deep dive here, it really begins with the test drive.
You have to feel it.
You do. And that means visiting Jackie Cooper BMW in Edmond. They are the experts on this machine, and that's the place to truly understand the M60i's power.
So let's start where every great BMW story begins.
Under the hood.
Under the hood.
Okay, so let's unpack that. I mean, you're talking about almost 6,000 pounds of luxury that needs to feel nimble.
Right. It's a huge ask.
So that puts just an incredible burden on the powertrain. What are we even looking at to move that much mass that quickly?
We're looking at the real heart of the machine here, the 4.4-liter twin-turbocharged V8 engine.
V8, of course.
But it's not just the V8. This is the interesting part. It doesn't work alone. BMW has very strategically integrated a 48-volt mild hybrid system.
Okay, mild hybrid. When you hear that, a lot of people think, minimal fuel economy gains, more complexity.
Right.
Is this V8 mostly using that system for something else, like maybe to kill that turbo lag?
That is the key insight, exactly. Well, yeah, it helps a bit with efficiency. Its main job is instant performance.
Wow.
The system gives you this immediate electric push, which smooths out the engine's start-stop in traffic. But more importantly, it delivers a punch of instant torque right at the low end.
So it gets the turbo spinning faster.
Instantly. It just smooths out every single power transition.
And that system helps translate the V8's raw potential, which is what, 523 horsepower?
523 horsepower and 553 pound-feet of torque. It turns that potential into just immediate authority on the road.
Wow.
And when you think about the size of this vehicle, the numbers are just staggering. We are talking about 0 to 60 in around 4.2 seconds.
4.2 seconds? I mean, that's phenomenal.
It is.
That kind of instant response is perfect for, spirited commuting, getting up to speed on the Kilpatrick Turnpike around Edmond, or making a confident pass on I-35.
And the standard xDrive all-wheel drive and that incredible 8-speed automatic just manage all that power perfectly, no matter the conditions.
So that brings us to that agility paradox you mentioned. I mean, how does BMW defy physics here? How does a vehicle this heavy handle like something half its size?
Well, the laws of physics are usually pretty unforgiving, right? You push a big SUV into a corner, it wants to lean.
It wants to roll, yeah.
It does, and that's where the really sophisticated chassis engineering comes in. You have the standard air suspension, which keeps things comfortable.
But the secret weapon has to be those active anti-roll bars.
That's it. Part of the dynamic handling package. Think of them like the car's internal muscles. They actively twist against the cornering force to keep the body of the vehicle totally flat and composed.
So you don't get that sickening lean.
None of it. It just feels tight and predictable.
But okay, even if it's stable, you're still talking about over 200 inches of vehicle. That's a nightmare for parking. How do they deal with the length?
That's where the integral active steering comes in. It's brilliant.
Rear wheel steering.
Exactly. At low speeds, the rear wheels turn just slightly in the opposite direction of the front ones.
Which shrinks the turning circle.
Dramatically. It makes a U-turn or a tight parking maneuver feel like you're driving a much smaller SUV. It makes navigating downtown Oklahoma City way less stressful.
So it feels short when you need it to be agile, and long when you need high-speed stability.
It's the best of both worlds.
And we can't forget the utility here. For those active families, maybe towing a boat out near Choctaw, okay, what's the capacity?
Even with all this luxury and performance, the maximum towing capacity is still a very robust 7,500 pounds. It's a luxury liner, yes, but it's still a workhorse.
Okay, so moving from the driving feel to the visual, let's talk about its appearance. The M60i just commands attention.
It absolutely does. I mean, at 203.6 inches long, it has presence. And of course, the signature element is that iconic large kidney grille.
And what about customization? Because in this segment, personalization is everything.
You can really tailor the look. You can get the grille surrounds in optional satin aluminum or a more aggressive high-gloss black. And flanking that grille, you have these very sleek, slim headlights with the latest adaptive LED technology.
That's a huge safety feature. I mean, for night driving on some of those unlit roads near, say, Guthrie. Okay, adaptive LEDs that turn with the road are a massive confidence booster.
Agreed. Now, the whole stance of the vehicle is really defined by its wheels. And the options go from a standard 21-inch all the way up to a massive 23-inch wheel.
Okay, that brings up a really important question, especially for roads that aren't perfect.
Yeah.
If you're driving around an area like Mustang, okay, how much do those 23-inch wheels compromise the ride quality?
That is a crucial thing for buyers to think about. The larger wheels look amazing, but they have less tire sidewall to soak up bumps.
Right.
So if your absolute priority is a plush, comfortable ride, sticking with the 21s or 22s is probably the smarter choice. It's a real trade-off between looks and comfort.
That is very practical advice. And speaking of aesthetics, there's a feature that really turns this thing into something, well, theatrical at night. The Sky Lounge roof.
It's just pure indulgence. The panoramic roof has this intricate LED lighting built into it that's designed to look like a starry night sky. It completely changes the mood of the cabin.
It elevates a normal drive into an experience.
It really does, and it perfectly shows how BMW marries that hardcore engineering with genuine craftsmanship.
Let's pull the focus fully inside then. The interior appointments, the practical space.
The cabin is, it's a masterclass. You're surrounded by premium materials. The standard upholstery is Silverstone Sensafen.
Let's clarify Sensafen for anyone listening. Sounds very high-tech.
It is. It's BMW's high-end synthetic. You could call it a vegan leather alternative. It's incredibly soft, but also very durable, which is great for a family vehicle. But of course, you can still upgrade to the full merino leather.
And this is the family flagship, so seating flexibility is key. Is it a standard 7-seater?
Standard is the 7-passenger layout with a bench in the second row, but a lot of buyers go for the 6-passenger option, which gives you second-row captain's chairs.
Which makes it way more comfortable for those passengers and easier to get to the third row.
Exactly.
So the million-dollar question for any 3-row SUV, can an adult actually fit back there? Or is it just for kids on short trips around Edmond?
Well, legroom is great up front, 39.8 inches, and very good in the second row, about 37.6. The third row, it has 33.3 inches. So it's competitive for the segment, but let's be honest, it's best for children or, adults on very short trips.
Okay, so what about cargo? How much can it actually haul when you need it to?
Even with that third row up, you've got 12.8 cubic feet, enough for groceries. But when you fold those power seats down, the utility just explodes to over 90 cubic feet behind the first row.
90.4, that's huge. That can handle pretty much any family vacation or a trip to the hardware store.
Absolutely.
And what about pure indulgence? The optional features that make a long commute feel less like a chore.
That's where you get into things like the executive package. We're talking soft closed doors, so no more slamming.
Oh, nice.
Front seat massage functions, which are a lifesaver on long drives. And little things like heated and cooled cup holders, which anyone from Choctaw to Guthrie would appreciate year-round.
That massage function is where luxury becomes a necessity after a few hours on the road.
Let's switch gears to the brains of the operation, the technology and safety.
BMW does not hold back here. The whole digital experience is centered on the new operating system 9, all inside this huge curved display.
A 14.9-inch touchscreen and a 12.3-inch instrument cluster.
Exactly. It's super responsive, the graphics are crystal clear, and it's all very intuitive.
Connectivity is non-negotiable now, especially for a family on the go, maybe driving through Mustang or Bethany.
And it is prioritized for everyone. You get seamless wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto standard wireless charging. But the real family-focused feature is the 2 USB-C ports in every single row.
No more fighting over the charger.
The more fighting.
I want to highlight a couple of things that really simplify ownership. The digital key and the parking tech.
The BMW digital key is a huge leap. You can use your phone to lock, unlock, and even start the car. And you can share that digital key with up to 5 other people.
And what about the navigation?
You have the head-up display, which puts info right on the windshield, and then augmented view navigation, which overlays arrows onto a live video feed of the road ahead.
But the parking assistant professional package being standard now, That's a massive value add for anyone who has to park in tight spots.
It is a game changer. It has remote parking, so you can move the car into a spot from your phone while you're standing outside. But what's more useful is the backup assistance.
The car remembers how you drove in.
It remembers the last 150 feet exactly and can autonomously reverse that same path perfectly. It takes all the stress out of tight garages.
Speaking of reducing stress, let's talk safety.
The standard features are very comprehensive. Blind spot detection, front automatic emergency braking. But for those long highway trips, say driving through Moore down to Texas, the optional driving assistance professional package is essential.
Why is that one a must-have?
Because it integrates adaptive cruise control with lane centering and, most importantly, the hands-free highway driving system. This lets you take your hands completely off the wheel on approved highways at speeds up to 85 miles per hour.
Hands-free up to 85. That's a fundamental reduction in driver fatigue on a long trip.
It's the difference between arriving exhausted and arriving refreshed. It completely changes the road trip experience.
So let's quickly place the M60i in the wider X7 lineup. It sort of occupies a sweet spot, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. The M60i is the performance luxury anchor. Below it, you have the xDrive 40i, which is all about balance. It uses that amazing 3.0-liter inline-six.
Still powerful, but more efficient.
Exactly, 375 horsepower and better gas mileage. Then, for those who want the absolute peak, there's the Alpina.
The ultra-performance model.
That's the one. The Alpina XB7 has a custom-tuned V8 with 631 horsepower. It gets to 60 in a flat 4.0 seconds, so the M60i sits perfectly in the middle.
And what about the practical side of ownership? Warranty, maintenance?
The warranty is 4 years or 50,000 miles. But the real value here is the complimentary scheduled maintenance for 3 years or 36,000 miles.
So your oil changes, your inspections, all covered.
All covered. That's a huge benefit for anyone commuting regularly, maybe between Bethany or Piedmont. It's just peace of mind built right in.
So what this all means for you, the listener, is this. The 2026 BMW X7 M60i gives you that top-tier V8 power, made smarter with mild hybrid tech, plus revolutionary features like the digital key and self-parking, all wrapped in uncompromising luxury.
It's a remarkable piece of engineering. It's built for the modern family that refuses to compromise on anything.
And to really grasp what that means, you have to feel it. You need to feel the suspension, hear the V8, try out those massage seats. Your experience really does start at Jackie Cooper BMW. They serve all the surrounding communities like Moore, Mustang, and Guthrie. Just visit them at 44145 and Broadway X in Edmond, Vivier.
And as you think about this ultimate luxury SUV, consider this one final thought. The X7 M60i's hands-free highway driving system operates safely all the way up to 85 miles per hour. So think about the longest road trip your family takes. How might a system that handles, say, 85% of the driving effort fundamentally change your idea of a family road trip, turning the driver from an operator into more of a supervisor?